Hey, EDUT 520. I hope everyone's doing well. This is week one post. I know there was a long post for the welcome video. Once again, this week one will be a little bit longer so you guys get used to how I interact in my posts. So just go back through. Welcome information is all right there, and your welcome video is also in the announcement. You can also find it in the meet the instruction area. Along with other stuff about me, and just want to reiterate, I know there's start of this class, there's a lot of videos coming out, but they're there for you to help you. So make sure you look at Grammarly, Google Share settings, doc header outline tip, as well as here's the due dates for the whole class, for everything for the class. So once again, I hope that's helpful for you. So I'm going to go back up to week one. This is my format for the weekly posts. And so once you get used to how I format it, hopefully that helps you, that from week to week, it's very similar. One thing I will say, every once in a while, the formatting gets weird, and it doesn't look the way when I hit submit. It looks fine, but then it pops up and it looks a little bit different. So I try to fix that every week, but from week to week, sometimes Blackboard can get a little funky. Every week, I love to start with a quote from a book, a movie, pop culture. And this one, it's from a very heady movie, Zoolander. And it's, do I know what I'm doing today? No, but I'm here and I'm going to give it my best shot. And a lot of times as educators, that's really all we can ask is show up every day and give your best for that day, because you can't give more than your best for that day. That's all you can do. And so week one, jumping into it a little bit, really we're looking at curriculum and assessment overall in this course, and a lot of times we're looking at it in relation to what's going on in the rest of the world. Once again, here's a link to the book on Amazon. It is very expensive. It's almost a $200 book. You can rent it for about $50 through Amazon if you've never done that before. That's a way to save a little bit of money, but it is a good book to have for sure. So once again, on the left side, there's everything you need, the meet your instructor area, the syllabus and textbook, and everything you need is over here each week. And I try to format every week to be very similar. So all your information hopefully should be easy to find. That way you can just really focus on the content. So this week we're getting to know each other a little bit better. You're going to be doing a personal biography and a kind of a meet and greet in the discussion board. And also we're looking at curriculum concepts for 21st century learning. There's a little bit of reading this week. Make sure you go through the syllabus, and you can find that. I'm going to pop over to this tab. You can find that right here. And this is the syllabus and textbook area. So you can open it right there. So that's where you find the syllabus. Really look at the late in participation policies. Concordia is real big on this, that unless there's some major situation going on that you communicate to me, late work is not accepted. So for your discussion posts, make sure you hit your initial by Wednesday and your responses by Sunday, and then all your assignments are due Sunday night. So make sure you get everything in. And if something's going on, reach out to me, call, text, email, whatever's best. We're going to go through the discussion boards in a minute. APA, all your assignments should hit APA formatting. And if you have the book, you should have the information you need there. And also you can Google if you have questions on that. We're getting into the text, the curriculum text, chapters 1 and 2. It's not the lightest of reads. There's no way to say it is, and there's no way to sugarcoat that, but there's a lot of great information in there. So you just got to power through. So chapter 1 and 2 are the intro and talking about curriculum in general. So make sure you get that reading done for this week, and then finish out with the Sir Ken Robinson video. If you've not listened or seen his TED Talks, they're pretty popular. He has a lot of great books about creativity in the educational system, and it's a really good way. I do that last because it's definitely going to be a pick me up for the week after reading the heavy text. So I'm going to pop over to the discussion boards in a second and go through those on the actual discussion board. Remember, all this information is going to be in weekly. It's going to be in the announcements, and it's going to be in each individual area. So you have two discussion board posts, and I'll go through those. I always try to summarize. So your assignments for the week, you have discussion questions, and you have your philosophy statement, which we'll pop over to that in a minute as well and go over that. So every week I'll try to give you just a quick summary of what you have. And then coming up in week 3, you actually have a group presentation, and I will put groups out early this week so you have it. And then also you have a library orientation that I mentioned in the welcome video that you have to do in week 5, and the information for that will be coming out very soon as well. So let's pop through. This is what a week looks like. You should be pretty used to it. As soon as this video is finished, I will be placing it right there. Your Ken Robinson video and your chapters, your discussion board, and your assignment. So you'll see that the announcements and the week to week look very similar. Once again, just trying to get you the information you need. Discussion board post 1 is kind of a get to know you. So how many courses have you been into? And I know a lot of you guys are traveling as a cohort, so you already know each other, but it's great to get that information out there. Describe where you work or what you teach, your work ethic, your personality, interests, and your current practices for curriculum and assessments. And then kind of a little bit about how your school site uses curriculum and assessments as well. So you don't need to like submit a Word document. You just post that, you reply right into it. And if you would like to attach a photo as well. And so I will also try to do this first question just so you guys get to know a little bit more about me, even though there is an about page. So that's discussion question 1. So 2, it's going to be based off of Ken Robinson's talk, Sir Ken Robinson's talk. So you're writing your ed philosophy statement, and then you would have watched the Ken Robinson video. And so what points are from that video are important for curriculum instruction and assessment? And then what direction do you feel our schools, and if you want to be specific, your school or your district should be moving in the area of curriculum instruction and assessment? And then what really stuck out to you? Is there anything you disagree with 100%, or anything that is non-negotiable that you agree with? So remember, posts should be a good length. You can look at the rubric, and your responses can't be just agreeing yes, no kind of thing. It really needs to be adding to the conversation. So you'll see that feedback a lot from me is if you're losing points on responses, it's usually because they're not adding to the conversation. If you just say, hey, I agree with that point, or I disagree with that point, that's probably not going to be enough. Assignment 1 is your philosophy statement. All the assignments in Concordia, they do a great job of giving you the information that you need to. And so it's really 2 pages, between 1.5 pages and to 2 pages max. Really do not go over that. You need to be succinct on this one. And what's your personal experience and theories and your role around curriculum, and relate it back to chapters 1 and 2. And so just go through there. Make sure you're reading the directions on every assignment because they really spell them out. And then make sure you always click on the rubric, because I will be grading on your paper. I'll leave comments, and I'll also leave comments in the rubric. Each assignment has a rubric with a box that matches these exactly. And if you score in the progressing, I'm going to put a comment in there. If you score up in the exemplary, I'm going to put a comment there. So there'll be some general feedback in the notes, but most of the feedback is going to be on the rubric itself. And so make sure you understand what it's asking for and going through this rubric, because that's how I'm scoring your assignment. And then looking forward to assignment 3, it's going to be a group assignment, and I will assign those groups in this first week. And it really is doing Google Slides. A couple notes about Google Slides. 1, if you want to do a screen capture with your Google Slides and submit that, you can. You don't have to. But you should not be putting paragraphs and paragraphs on each slide. It really should be like you're designing these to present them, and what you're going to say should be in your notes. And you can also put your APA references in your notes as well. You can have a reference slide at the end, but if you need to do an in-text citation, don't do it on the slide itself. Do it in the notes. And so read through. This is coming up in week 3. Yes, week 3. And so just look forward to that. And like I said, I will be giving you more information about the groups as that comes out. So once again, this is going to be similar to how every week is. I try to keep it the same to help for you. But this is week 1, going through your discussion questions and your assignments. like I mentioned before, I'm very excited to walk through this class with you. On this, I've taught this class a few times, and there's always great conversation, and I'm very excited to see what you guys have to add for the discussion posts and to read through your personal philosophy statements. Everyone have a great week 1.